Many thanks for joining us on a chilly Thursday evening. I'm Diana Kauta. We commence tonight's bulletin with safety and security matters within correctional facilities. The Windhoek Correctional Services earlier today launched its annual Anti-Contraband and Media Open Day. The campaign is aimed at sensitizing inmates, officers and the public on the dangers of smuggling contrabands into correctional facilities. Let's take a listen.
We have discovered that most members of the public are still not understanding when we are saying that contrabands are prohibited within the correctional facilities. We are saying that contrabands are prohibited within the correctional facility because those items, when they are brought into correctional facility, inmates engage themselves among various activities such as fightings. They involve themselves in fightings. Those who are found with mobile phones, sometimes we normally find that these inmates, they collaborate with outside people and then they do scamming, sometimes selling vehicles, and a person might end up paying money and then he will never get it. Once the money is paid to somebody where they will direct, and then that phone number might not be exist anymore. As such, we have encountered a number of contrabands. This year, we had a total of 105 mobile phones which were discovered at various areas, and some of them we find them when we send our officers to various courts or public hospitals when we take inmates, and they are being hidden in toilets. And our officer discovered them before sometimes inmates have a hand on it. The others is drugs in the form of mandrax, dagga, cocaine. We normally find raped items in the form of this.
Moving on, Deputy Statistician General of the Namibia Statistics Agency, Otile Mwazi, on Wednesday revealed a penalty of up to 50,000 Namibian dollars or 5 years imprisonment or both can be given to those who refuse to furnish the information required during the 2023 census.
The Section 56, like I said, that FD can impose penalties for the transgressors, those who are not giving the data or they are refusing us to access their premises or their household. So the penalties, you can actually fine 50,000, a fine, or up to 5 years imprisonment. So it's very serious. But like I said, we try not to go there. We rather educate and advocate. But if you happen to be there, they can also, SD have the power to do so. When we do the data collection, we are not allowed to disclose any information, even to your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouses. Very, very confidential. That's why then all of us, we sign the oath of secrecy, and then it's part of the act. It's just not developed anywhere, it's part of the act. If you go to the Statistics Act, there's an oath of secrecy we all signed. When I joined the Statistics Agency, the first thing I signed was the oath of secrecy. And then also our staff, whether staff based at the office, staff based in the region, those who are going to do the data collection, all of them are going to sign the oath of secrecy because we ensure that whatever we are going to collect at the household, we are not going to pass it on to the third party.
Now, earlier today, the Bank of Namibia hosted the second monetary policy dialogue with local economists, analysts and researchers under the theme Building Monetary Policy Resilience in the midst of challenging macroeconomic headwinds. Let's listen into a portion of the dialogue.
One of the reasons why we are currently behind the curve of South Africa is we really wanted to support the economy. And the Bank of Namibia, long before some of us joined in 2002 and 2008, did a paper, Interest Rates and Capital Outflows. And that paper basically concluded that once you get beyond 50 basis points, capital outflows are bound to happen significantly. So what we need to do now is I've asked our research department to update that paper to see whether 50 basis point is still valid. But that is the study that we have got. We need to safeguard the PEG arrangements, whether we like it or not. As Mr. Hayes said, we don't have quite, or someone else said, we don't have a choice. That's what we have decided to do. So we also need to be true to the exchange rate regime that we have adopted as a country. So that's on that basis. And also we've seen, yes, inflation is decelerating, and our own forecast is an average inflation of 6.1% for the entire year. So you're quite right. But we've seen the latest number.
Onto the geopolitical front, Ambassador of China to Namibia, Zhao Weiping, noted China never imposes its own will or interest on African countries. He added that China and African countries have always been supporting and helping each other politically, economically, and diplomatically. Zhao expressed this at a press meeting held in the capital on Wednesday. Let's have a listen.
That is, both China and African countries are developing countries. We are friends, whether in the past, at the present, or in future. Never believe those people who tell you that China is pursuing so-called neo-colonialism in Africa, which is not true at all. China and African countries have always been supporting and helping each other politically, economically, and diplomatically. It's a mutually beneficial relationship, and it's an equal relationship. China never imposes its own will or interests upon African countries. It's equally false if someone tells you that China is threatening the so-called rules-based international order.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to Primetime Biz, where business and economics are topical and the SADC block leads the segment. The biannual meeting of the SADC and the Development Finance Institutions subcommittee recently took place in Swakopmund. The purpose of the gathering was to review progress on the implementation of Annex 9 of the SADC Protocol on Finance and Investment. More insights from this report. The SADC Development Finance Institutions Network meetings provided a platform to assess and understand the evolution of development finance institutions and the role they play in delivering on the SADC Common Agenda, as well as fulfilling the Sustainable Development Goals while remaining sustainable and self-reliant as state-owned enterprises. Discussions during the forum highlighted the importance of sound practices on corporate governance, regulation and supervision, risk management and monitoring and evaluation of development finance institutions to ensure sustainability and success. In her opening remarks, Hinda Mbwende, Deputy Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises of the Republic of Namibia, pointed out the economic downturn and challenges, recent global COVID-19 pandemic and international geopolitics that have negatively impacted the SADC integrated development agenda, which created and continues to create challenges for respective member states in terms of providing critical support to development finance institutions. Reporting for Primetime News, Diana Kauta. On to infrastructure development. Chinese ambassador to Namibia, Zhao Weiping, says infrastructure development is one of the key enablers of development. The ambassador revealed the embassy is currently constructing 4 new schools in Kavango West and Zambezi region. Let's take a listen.
And the other thing is we are currently building 4 schools in Kavango West and Zambezi. So these 4 schools are almost near completion, the construction. So they are expected to be handed over to the Namibian users this year. And also we have recently, so these projects are education projects, and that's also important component of the Belt and Road Initiative.
This brings us to the end of our top news segment for tonight. Let's take a look at how the weather is shaping up through the length and breadth of the country. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment unpacking all things sport. We commence with football. Lionel Messi, a 7-time Ballon d'Or winner, hinted at the possibility of extending his international career until 2026. In a live broadcast interview on Wednesday, Messi expressed his intention to maintain his exceptional form on a daily basis. Messi, who will turn 36 later this month, has accumulated almost all the accolades in football following his remarkable journey in Qatar. However, he will be 39 years old by the time the 2026 World Cup takes place, which will be co-hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Staying with football, Real Madrid confirmed the signing of England international midfielder Jude Bellingham from Borussia Dortmund on Wednesday on a 6-year contract worth an initial 103 million euros. Although Borussia Dortmund had confirmed the sale in a statement last week, Real Madrid didn't make the deal public until publishing a statement on the club website. The England star was formally unveiled by Los Blancos earlier today. Your sports roundup is next. This is where we dock for the night. Many thanks for watching. Do make a date with us again tomorrow as we wrap it up for the week. From myself, Diana Kauta, and the crew behind the scenes, it's good night.